Money. We use it every day. But have you ever stopped to think about what it actually is? It's not like gold or oil, things with inherent value. Money, in its simplest form, is just a medium of exchange. It's a way for us to buy and sell stuff without resorting to bartering chickens for haircuts. We've used shells, beads, coins, and even those weird paper rectangles we carry around today. But the basic idea remains the same. We all agree that these things have value because we can use them to get other things we want. Buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride. Let's address the elephant in the room, your dollar bill. Hold it up. Now, what is it really? It's a piece of paper. You can't eat it, you can't wear it, unless you're really into origami fashion. So why do we all act like it's worth something? The answer, my friends, is trust. We trust that this little piece of paper will be accepted by others in exchange for goods and services. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes, the things we believe in can be just as real as the things we can touch. We've established that trust underpins a currency's value. But like a shaky Jenga tower, other forces are at play that can make or break that value. Enter the dynamic duo of economics, supply, and demand. Imagine this. The government decides to print a gazillion dollars and give everyone a free lifetime supply of cash. Sounds great, right? Wrong. Suddenly everyone's a millionaire, but that loaf of bread you want, it now costs 10 grand. That's inflation in action, folks. When the supply of money increases faster than the supply of goods and services, the value of each individual dollar plummets. The reverse is also true. If there's a shortage of money, its value goes up. So, the value of your money is a delicate dance between supply and demand. Let's talk more about inflation, that sneaky devil. It's like that friend who eats all your snacks but pretends they weren't hungry. Inflation erodes the purchasing power of your money over time. That 20 bucks you stashed away in your sock drawer? Yeah, it doesn't buy you as much pizza as it used to. Inflation can be caused by a bunch of things. We've already talked about the government printing too much money, but it can also be caused by rising production costs or increased demand for goods and services. The effects of inflation can be brutal, especially for people on fixed incomes. So, how do we fight this insidious foe? That's where the big guns of economic policy come in. Section 5. The Puppet Masters, Central Banks, and Their Influence. Behind the scenes of the global economy, there's a group of powerful institutions pulling the strings of our financial system. They are the central banks, and their decisions have a profound impact on the value of our money. Think of central banks like the conductors of an orchestra. They set the tempo and tone of the economy by controlling the money supply and interest rates. Their goal? To keep inflation in check and promote economic growth. One of their main tools is interest rates. When interest rates are low, it's cheaper to borrow money, which encourages spending and investment. This can boost the economy, but it can also lead to inflation if things get too heated. It's a constant game of economic chess, with central bankers trying to anticipate the market's next move. Section 6. When economies sneeze, currencies catch a cold. Remember that game of economic chess we talked about? Well, sometimes the board gets flipped over entirely. Because just like your mood can affect your appetite, the overall health of an economy directly impacts its currency's value. Economic indicators like GDP growth, unemployment rates, and consumer confidence are like the vital signs of a country's economic health. Strong economic growth and low unemployment usually mean a stronger currency. Conversely, a struggling economy with high unemployment and low consumer confidence can lead to a weakening currency. Political events also play a significant role in currency valuations. Political instability, elections, or even a tweet from a certain orange-hued former world leader can send shockwaves through the global economy, causing currencies to fluctuate wildly. Remember the Brexit vote back in 2016? The uncertainty surrounding the UK's decision to leave the European Union sent the British pound tumbling. So, the next time you check the exchange rates before your vacation, remember that you're not just looking at numbers on a screen. Section 7. From Seashells to Bitcoin, a journey through monetary systems. We've covered a lot of ground, but let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Throughout history, humans have experimented with a dizzying array of monetary systems. From those early days of bartering chickens to the digital currencies of today, it's been a wild ride of innovation, and let's face it, occasional economic chaos. One of the earliest forms of money was commodity money. This is stuff that has intrinsic value, like gold, silver, or even those aforementioned chickens. The problem with commodity money is that it can be a bit cumbersome to lug around. Imagine trying to buy a car with a sack full of potatoes. Then came the invention of representative money. Representative money is basically an IOU for a commodity. For example, instead of carrying around actual gold, you could carry around a piece of paper that represented a certain amount of gold held in a vault somewhere. This made trade much easier and paved the way for the development of modern banking systems. But the real game changer was the introduction of fiat money. Section 8. The gold standard, glittering promise, or fool's gold. For centuries, gold has held a mystical allure. It's shiny, it's rare, and for a long time, it was the bedrock of the global financial system. The gold standard, where a country's currency was directly linked to the value of gold, was seen as a way to ensure stability and prevent governments from printing money willy-nilly. The idea was simple. If you knew your dollar could always be exchanged for a fixed amount of gold, you could be confident that your money would hold its value over time. But like a tarnished brooch, the gold standard had its flaws. For one, it was incredibly inflexible. When economic crises hit, governments had limited options for stimulating growth because they were constrained by their gold reserves. By the mid-20th century, the limitations of the gold standard became increasingly apparent. Eventually, the world abandoned the gold standard, opting for the flexibility of fiat currencies. Section 9. Cryptocurrencies, the Wild West of finance. Hold on to your hats, folks, because the world of finance is about to get a whole lot weirder. Enter cryptocurrencies, the digital darlings of the tech world, and the potential disruptors of the global financial system. Bitcoin, the most famous of the bunch, emerged from the shadowy corners of the internet in 2009. It promised a decentralized, anonymous, and secure way to transact without the need for banks or governments. Cryptocurrencies operate on a technology called blockchain, which is essentially a public ledger that records every single transaction. This makes it incredibly difficult to counterfeit or double-spend cryptocurrencies, and it also eliminates the need for a central authority to oversee transactions. Despite the challenges, cryptocurrencies represent a fascinating experiment in monetary innovation. Section 10. The future of money. A crystal ball glimpse. Predicting the future is a fool's errand, but that's never stopped us before. So let's put on our prognostication hats and gaze into the crystal ball of monetary destiny. What does the future hold for money? One thing's for sure, the way we interact with money is changing rapidly. Physical cash is becoming increasingly rare, replaced by contactless payments, digital wallets, and online transactions. Central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, are also gaining traction. Imagine a world where your central bank issues a digital version of your local currency, allowing for faster, cheaper, and more efficient transactions. The rise of artificial intelligence and big data will also likely play a role in shaping the future of money. The future of money is full of possibilities, both exciting and uncertain. Section 11. Conclusion. Money makes the world go round, but why? We've journeyed through the labyrinthine world of money, exploring its history, its quirks, and its enduring power. So what have we learned? Money, in its essence, is a social construct. Its value is derived not from any inherent worth, but from the collective trust and belief we place in it. It's a shared illusion that enables us to trade goods, services, and yes, even chickens, without resorting to the chaos of bartering. But money is more than just a medium of exchange. It's a reflection of our values, our priorities, and our aspirations. So, the next time you pull out a dollar bill, take a moment to appreciate the complex and often bizarre story it tells.